Why is similarity the most attractive factor for two strangers? And why is the principle of equivalence a decisive factor in bringing two people together? How can two people maintain high self-esteem in a relationship? Today, I'm introducing you to the book, How to Make Anyone Fall in Love with You, by Leil Lowndes. Before we dive in, if you haven't, please click the subscribe button to stay updated and get the latest book essence we bring to you. Thank you. Leil Lowndes is an internationally recognized expert on interpersonal communication and romantic relationships. She is a member of the American Association of Sex Educators, Counselors, and Therapists, and she established and leads the Gender Issues Project team, specializing in the study and counseling of intimate relationships. This book not only offers many practical relationship tips, but also conveys a positive and healthy perspective on love. Whether you're single or already have a partner, you can gain more insight into love from this book. I will break down the book into 3 parts. I will pick 3 keywords that the author believes are the most important in the journey from meeting someone to falling in love and eventually staying together. Part 1. The first keyword is similarity, which is the most crucial factor in the journey from meeting someone to developing love. Yes, this may surprise you, but all scientific studies on early attraction have come to the same conclusion. The degree to which a stranger can make us feel similar to them is the primary determinant of whether we'll have a good impression of them. There's an old Chinese saying about happy couples: the lute and harp play in harmony. Coincidentally, this book also uses a similar metaphor. The human mind is a delicate instrument that is always seeking out those who resonate with it. Therefore, when two people meet and feel like they have much in common, they're often said to be old friends at first sight. Many literary works about love contain this old friends at first sight trope, which also proves that similarity plays a crucial role in romantic relationships. You might ask, so, should I just wait around for the person who feels familiar to show up and become my true love? This book tells us that we don't have to be so passive. We can actively seek out similarities between ourselves and others. At critical moments, we can remind others to notice these similarities. The more strongly both of you feel these similarities, the easier it is to get together. To find similarities, we first need to know what kinds of similarities exist. The author divides similarity into 3 levels that gradually deepen as people get to know each other. The first level. This is shared interests and hobbies, the music you like to listen to, the movies you like to watch, the books you like to read, and where you like to go on weekends. The second level. Shared worldviews, your life beliefs, behavioral patterns, and how you view the world. The third level. Your outlook on love, how you believe love and marriage should be. After understanding these 3 levels of similarity, the book provides corresponding suggestions to help you discover how much similarity exists between you and others. To find shared interests and hobbies, ask yourself, do I like doing things with this person? The more things you do together, the more similar your interests will be. Some people misunderstand relationships, thinking they need to show off to their partner to attract them. In reality, people who share interests and spend time together are more likely to get together. If you signal that you don't want to share interests with the other person, you shut down future possibilities. The author shares an example where her friend Phil recently met a girl at a party and wanted to ask her out. He said, "I really like jazz. I know a great jazz club. Wanna go?" The girl replied, "I liked jazz clubs in college, but I've lost interest since then." Phil then suggested, "An art cinema is showing the classic movie Casablanca. Want to go?" The girl said, "I've seen that movie." At this point, their conversation was completely stalled. So, if two people want to deepen their relationship, they need to cultivate more shared interests. Next, to explore the second level of similarity, ask yourself, do we share the same values? A university once conducted a study where researchers randomly paired men and women for a speed dating event. Some were instructed to tell their partner that they had similar worldviews regardless of how they felt, while others said they had different views. Results showed that regardless of real feelings, when told they shared the same values, they felt closer to each other. This experiment showed that people generally prefer those with similar values. The author provides another example of a friend named Lucia, who loved animals and worked at an animal shelter, while actively participating in animal rights movements. Lucia broke up with her last boyfriend after he said, "I also like animals, especially pork chops and ribs." Later, Lucia met someone new. On their third date, he was driving her home when they saw a small dog with a head injury on the roadside, likely hit by a car. Although he had an important meeting to attend after dropping her off, he stopped to check on the dog and took it to the nearest vet. At that moment, Lucia felt she had completely fallen for him. Research shows that the number of shared values isn't as crucial as their quality. Just one or two shared values can create strong intimacy, as with Lucia, who felt very close to her date due to his attitude toward animals. Finally, to evaluate the third level of similarity in love, ask yourself and your partner what love means to both of you. Many people avoid discussing this topic, and some couples don't talk about it until problems arise in their relationship. The author suggests valuing this question and understanding your partner's views on love early on to see if they align with yours. What is a perspective on love? It's our expectations about what love should or shouldn't be. How close two people should be, how much distance is needed, how much independence there should be, and how much each party should give in a relationship. Understanding these issues will help you understand your outlook on love. Research shows that happiness in marriage largely depends on how far the current situation is from your expectations. If your ideal love is intimate and ever-present, a detached partner will drive you crazy. If you believe ideal love allows for independence, a clingy partner will make you uncomfortable. The key is that there's no fixed standard for the right amount of intimacy and independence in a relationship. So it's crucial to understand your partner's views on love early on, and find someone who aligns with yours to better enjoy love. Part 2. The second keyword is equivalence. This is the most crucial factor in going from mutual attraction to deciding to be together. Love isn't blind. Even the kindest people consider some practical matters when choosing a lifelong partner. Everyone asks themselves, what's in it for me to be with this person? You may feel uncomfortable hearing this. Isn't love supposed to be above these considerations? Isn't this old-fashioned, like judging people based on their background and social standing? Don't worry. The evaluation criteria aren't that narrow. The book lists 6 main factors: appearance, wealth, status and reputation, knowledge, personality, and character. An American TV company once made a show where an attractive actress stood by the roadside, worried about a broken-down car. Passing cars stopped quickly, and men risked their lives running across 4 lanes to help this damsel in distress. In another episode, they had a less attractive actress stand by the roadside in the same dress, with the same broken-down car. But cars sped past without stopping. Occasionally, a car slowed down to give directions to the nearest gas station. You might say this proves that it's a world that values appearance, and being attractive makes a difference. However, when comparing the photos of the 2 actresses, you'll see that there's no noticeable difference between them. They're both attractive. But if you watch the videos, the first actress is clearly more beautiful. Why is that? The first actress smiled at the passing cars, stood confidently, and was full of confidence. The second actress leaned against the broken-down car with an unhappy expression, and didn't make eye contact with passing drivers. So you see, when evaluating someone's appearance, we're not just looking at their facial features. Beauty is dynamic, and you can appear more attractive if you build confidence, use positive body language, and behave gracefully and warmly. All of these can be improved through learning. We also evaluate equivalence in a relationship after deciding to be together. Of course, this doesn't mean people in love want their partner to give more for them to be happy. In reality, those who only give won't be very happy, and those who only receive aren't truly happy either. Those who find a balance between giving and receiving tend to feel more fulfilled. This might differ from our expectations. Shouldn't we be happy if we're only receiving and not giving? Traditionally, we believe that to pursue someone we should constantly give to them. But that's not the case. Psychological research shows that asking someone for a favor can improve their opinion of you. Why? Because we subconsciously want to align our behavior with our beliefs. When we do something, we find a reason to convince ourselves that we're doing it willingly. This is known in psychology as commitment consistency. So when we do someone a favor, we subconsciously convince ourselves that we're doing it willingly because they're a good person who deserves our kindness. Thus, when we do someone a favor, our affection for them deepens. Conversely, when you ask someone for a favor and they agree, their affection for you also increases. So the ideal relationship is one where both parties give and receive. This deepens mutual affection. Part 3. The third keyword is respect, which is the most crucial factor for maintaining a long-lasting relationship. I also found the book's most insightful point in its discussion on respect. To be honest, when I first read the book, I saw various dating tips and suspected, is this a PUA book? PUA stands for Pickup Artist. It's about using deceptive methods to attract others and make them fall for you. Some PUA training classes even explicitly claim they teach hunting techniques. The essence of the pickup artist is a form of emotional fraud, and the term has become entirely negative online. When I saw these techniques for making others fall for you, I couldn't help but worry. It wasn't until the author emphasized the importance of mutual respect in a relationship that I was reassured. In PUA techniques, a critical step is destroying self-esteem. After the initial sweetness and obedience, the hunter will suddenly change and unfairly accuse their target of cheating and disrespecting them, using this to gain control of the relationship. If the target is willing to lower their self-esteem to salvage the relationship, they fall into the trap and become emotionally manipulated. The key here is that PUAs exploit a common misconception that one must lower their self-esteem to please the other person. These days, there are many perspectives on love online. Some extreme viewpoints, though seemingly different or even opposites, share a common premise that love is a zero-sum game for self-esteem. For instance, traditional virtues are somewhat similar to PUA, both catering to traditional male chauvinism by continuously suppressing women's self-esteem. On the other hand, some extreme feminist views see men as useless and urge women to rise up and crush them. These two perspectives seem to be at odds but share the same mistake. They both believe that in love, one party must sacrifice their self-esteem for the other to gain more. But is that true? Is it possible for both partners to maintain high self-esteem in a relationship? This is what makes How to Make Anyone Fall in Love with You truly remarkable. Behind all its tips, the book shows that two people can maintain high self-esteem and enjoy love and intimacy together. So how exactly can we do this? The book mentions that the most crucial step is learning to give the other person self-esteem massages. What are self-esteem massages? There are 4 steps. Let the other person know that you're quickly captivated by their charm. During your conversations, make the other person feel your genuine understanding and approval. Sprinkle your approval throughout daily life. As your partner reveals more about themselves, give subtle compliments in return. Create private jokes and use other techniques to make them feel special. Once your partner feels you fully understand their uniqueness, offer them your most sincere praise. You might say, "Oh, so self-esteem massage is just flattery?" No, skilled self-esteem massages aren't blind praise or cliches. A self-esteem massage is like an actual massage. You have to find the right acupressure points. The key acupressure point when massaging someone's self-esteem is their ideal self-image. You need to fully understand your partner's self-perception and support that self-image. A beautiful relationship is one where both parties protect each other's ideal self-image. The author gives an example of her brother Larry, who married a much older woman, Regina. The author didn't initially understand why Larry loved her so much until she invited Larry and Regina over. Larry is an excellent chef, so the author asked him to cook while she and Regina assisted him. As Larry was slicing mushrooms, the author heard Regina praise him. "Dear, you're amazing, slicing those mushrooms perfectly. Each slice is so even and neat." The author initially thought Regina was joking, but she realized that Regina was genuinely praising Larry when she looked back at her. At that moment, the author understood that Larry, as a chef, takes great pride in his knife skills. Regina's praise was a genuine affirmation of his ideal self-image, so it's no wonder Larry loved her so much. Besides accurate praise, another useful suggestion from the book is learning how to respond to compliments. This is especially important for Chinese people because we're taught to be modest. When praised, most Chinese people respond with "not at all," "no way," or "overrated." Americans are more open and generally say "thank you," but that's it. These aren't the best responses. The author shares an example where the French have a habit of responding to compliments with, "I'm glad you noticed that. You're great." You see, this is a positive response to praise. The compliment supports your ideal self-image, making you believe you're unique. Your positive response also supports the other person's ideal self-image, because you make them believe they're good at recognizing others' strengths. When combined, self-esteem massages and positive responses turn every compliment into mutual nourishment. I praise you to make you believe you're unique, and you respond to make me believe I'm good at recognizing others. A poet once wrote, "No love in this world is worth losing ourselves for." Similarly, no love is worth losing our self-esteem. Love isn't a zero-sum game for self-esteem. In a good relationship, both parties protect each other's self-esteem. This concludes my summary of the essence of how to make anyone fall in love with you. Let's recap. According to the author, the three most important keywords for a good relationship are similarity, equivalence, and respect. The most important keyword in the process from meeting to falling in love is similarity. There are 3 layers of similarity between people: similar interests, similar worldviews, and similar views on love. More similarities make it easier for 2 people to get together. The most crucial keyword in the journey from falling in love to deciding to be together is equivalence. The more equivalent the qualities of 2 people, the easier it is for them to get together. These qualities include appearance, wealth, status, knowledge, personality, and character. Fortunately, these qualities can be improved through learning. Even appearance. The principle of equivalence still applies when 2 people are together. Those who find a balance between giving and receiving tend to feel happier. The most crucial keyword for a long-lasting relationship is respect. Love isn't a zero-sum game for self-esteem. Learning to give self-esteem massages and respond positively to compliments helps you and your partner mutually nourish each other, while maintaining high self-esteem and enjoying a loving relationship. A colleague who loves this book told me it shaped her views on love. I asked her what she thought was the most significant insight from the book. She replied, "We need to be sincere in love." At first glance, this seems like a cliché, but it's true. In the short term, we can pretend to make ourselves appear similar, equivalent, and more respectful. But love requires long-term companionship, and pretense cannot last. So, to find love, the old saying still holds true: No path leads to sincerity because sincerity itself is the path. That's the essence of this book. You can click the description below the video to find the link to the book. Welcome to read it. You can also share this book with your friends. If you like the content of Daily Book Dive, click the subscribe button to stay updated. Your encouragement helps us continue bringing book essence to our community. Congratulations, you've finished another book.